Meanwhile now, an update on this story. Volkswagen's top labor representative threatening today to try to block further investments in in the U.S. if there are workers there not unionized. This after employees at a plant in Chattanooga voted against last week for union representation. That vote was on Friday. Republican Senator Bob Corker out of Tennessee is my guest now here in New York, and nice to see you again. You are intimately connected to this story. Former mayor of Chattanooga. You helped bring Volkswagen to Tennessee. What did you think of the comments out of Berlin today saying that, they're going to fight any effort to expand auto plants in the South?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of tempers right now. I mean, when there was a big vote, didn't come out exactly the way a lot of people thought that it would. It was the right thing for our community and certainly the right thing for the employees at VW. But look, I think things are going to work out just fine. Conversations are beginning. Again, they were kind of at stalemate as this vote was taking place. But look, we support the Works Council notion that they're trying to implement. We just had concerns about the UAW. We know of their track record. We know what's happened in communities where they've been located. We know they have been a job-destroying entity through the years. I worked so closely, Bill, with them and with the Big Three in Detroit during the auto crisis.
Yeah, 2008.
And had a glimpse into the UAW and what they were all about. And I think the workers, the great employees at Volkswagen that are building outstanding vehicles understood that the UAW was not going to be something that was constructive.
I've got a lot to go through here. First from Berlin, this is part of the Works Union out of Volkswagen there. On screen now, the conservatives stirred up massive anti-union sentiments. It's possible that the conclusion we've drawn this interference amounted to unfair labor practice. Yeah. What do you think about that?
So let's describe what happened at the plant. First of all, the UAW tried to do this through card check. In other words, instead of having a secret ballot vote, they organized for 2 years inside the plant and tried to do so through card check without giving the employees a chance to vote. Since we encouraged that not to occur, we ended up having an 8 or 9 day quickie election, but the only people that were allowed to be inside the plant was the UAW. So certainly there were many community voices that cared deeply about our community and Volkswagen. There were many community voices out there just giving the other side of the story, because inside of the plant there was not that opportunity to do that.
And many on the left have been very critical of you.
Right.
I mean, they argue today that you were out of line arguing against the union.
Yeah. I understand that. Look, I used to be a union member. I had men and women who worked in my company that were union. I'm not anti-union. I'm anti-UAW because of all the destruction they've done to jobs in our country and an understanding of what they were about. Bob King, head of the UAW, stated clearly the reason that they were organizing the Volkswagen plant was that they're in such decline they had to have the dues coming in from the employees to survive. So this was all about money.
Those dues are about, what, $600 on average?
And they wanted to begin there, go through Mercedes. Let me say one more thing if I could. The VW employees already make more than the UAW employees at other plants that have worked the same amount of time. They're already in a world-class facility. So again, from our perspective, this was about one thing. It was about money, and we wanted to point that out.
Okay.
Fortunately, the workers understood
I know
that.
You're very close to this community still, but they argue also that you said if the union is defeated, that another line for Volkswagen will come into this plant.
Yeah.
Is that true?
We have strong indications and assurances that that is going to be the case. I would have never made that comment if I hadn't had those assurances. And so, yes, I think over time that is what is going to happen. Obviously, tempers have to cool. And I think what you're saying is...
Can you say that's guaranteed?
Well,
today?
if I would have said guaranteed, I would have said it at the time. No, I've had assurances that that is the case.
One more point then, if that is the case and that's where it stands today, and perhaps there's more business down there, perhaps the union wins this tug-of-war that they're going with the comment out of Berlin today. What does it say overall about the union effort in America or in the American South?
I think that that people have seen the combative nature of the UAW, and I think they've seen the job stoppages, the strikes, the kinds of things that basically have hurt businesses in America. And I think what employees want to see is a collaborative arrangement with management, and I think they saw the UAW as something that was old. It was an old way of doing things. I think they saw that with VW they had a great employer that was already doing the things that they wanted to see done with an employer. And so, again, for an entity like the UAW to be there for 2 years inside the plant and not to be able to win an 8 or 9 day quickie election, I think it says a lot about the way they conduct themselves. And fortunately, the employees were able to see that too.
Thank you for your time today, Senator. Bob Corker, Republican from Tennessee, here in New York. Thank you.
Yes, sir.